Hey there YouTube, this is the Unseen Movie Lover and I am here today to review the one, the only, Toy Story 3. I'm a huge fan of the first two movies. I really love the original. It's brimming with warmth, wit, humour and genuine emotion. The second one is even better. It takes all those emotions and kicks them up a notch. It tells a really beautiful story whilst upping the ante on the thrills and laughs in the original film. Now Toy Story 3 is finally here and I'm extremely pleased to tell you that not only does this exist on the same level of quality as its predecessors, this is even better. This is the best movie out of the trilogy. It's my favourite Pixar movie and I think it's one of my favourite movies ever, and that is definitely the highest compliment I can give it. So what is the plot for this, you will ask? Well, Andy, the owner of the toys, he's grown up and he's heading off to college, so the toys are contemplating their fate. Will they go to daycare, will they be put in the attic, or will they go in the garbage? Andy originally intends to put them in the attic, but due to a mix-up, the toys end up at Sunnyside Daycare, which is lorded over by a pink, fluffy, strawberry-scented bear called Lotso, voiced by Ned Beatty. And there are loads of interesting characters at the daycare, mainly Ken, hilariously voiced by Michael Keaton, and the sinister Big Baby. And the toys, I think this is heaven basically, because they're going to get played with all the time because kids are there all the time. Unfortunately, they realise that they get put in a room with the smaller children, and the smaller children don't really know how to play with them without causing them extreme damage and harm. Toys eventually get fed up and they plan an escape. However, Lotso and his accomplices, namely Big Baby, don't want to let them go because otherwise they'd have to be played with by the smaller children. So they lock them up and the toys have to find a way out. What did I love about this movie? Everything basically, but let's get into specifics. Vocal acting is as always top notch. Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Joan Cusack, Don Rickles, Estelle Harris, Wallace Shawn, John Ratzenberger, they all return as the toys and they all do terrific jobs. New additions really work as well. Ned Beatty is stunning as Lotso. If this was a live action performance, he would definitely be up for a Best Supporting Actor nomination, but unfortunately it's animated and the Academy sometimes prove prejudiced against that, so probably doesn't stand much of a chance. One of the highlights of the film is a flashback detailing how Lotso came to be separated from his previous owner, Daisy, and how that triggered his transformation into this sinister gang lord basically. Big Baby is as well is a terrific new addition. He's scary and tragic, and it just shows how Pixar can take these characters and go in really unexpected directions with them, but that is one of the beautiful things about Pixar's work. The visuals are, as always, gorgeous. The animation here is terrific, and it makes Shrek Forever After look a bit subpar, to be honest. I saw this movie in 2D. I know that quite a few people are going to go and see it in 3D because of all the advertising, but I went to see it in 2D anyway, and I thought it looked really good. So I don't know if the 3D detracts from it or if it actually makes it better, but I do know that if you're strapped for cash, 2D animation is still superb. The direction is really assured as well. Lee Unkrich is a new director for the franchise. He takes over from John Lasseter, who did the first two Toy Story films, and he gives a real sense of continuity here. If you didn't look at the credits, if you don't know who directed the first two films, you wouldn't know that there was a new director on board, and he does a terrific job. The screenplay is written by Little Miss Sunshine's Michael Arndt, and he does a terrific job. He gives all these delicious character quirks, and he writes some hysterical scenes. You got the Spanish Buzz, you got Mr. Potato Head becoming Mr. Pitterhead, you've got Ken trying all of these different clothes in the scene set to the freak. Those are hilarious scenes, and there are some truly emotional scenes as well, none less than in the last 30 minutes, in which there are two emotionally gangbusting scenes. They are two of the most poignant scenes I have ever seen in a film, and the first is the scariest in the Toy Story series. It is one of the most hellish, chilling, and ultimately heartbreaking scenes that I've ever seen in a film. The second one is just as powerful. It's a really emotional send-off for these characters that we've all known and loved. Randy Newman's score especially helps in these scenes. He does terrific work. I have to say this is his best work, and that is still including his superb work on Pleasantville. He composes this really heartwarming, charming, and sometimes incredibly menacing soundtrack, and I salute you, Randy Newman. So this is a incredible movie. I loved it from start to finish. I don't know anybody who wouldn't love it. I give this movie a big old 5 out of 5 stars. It's definitely going in my top 10 of the year list, along with Inception. I think it would have to be an incredible decade at the cinema for Toy Story 3 and Inception to not be in my top 10 list of the decade come 2020. So I hope you've enjoyed my review. I certainly enjoyed doing it, and I will be doing more reviews for YouTube, so stay tuned for more reviews from the Unseen Movie